box with the real fighter like Canelo, bro. Nah. But I want to see it. I want to see him get his face broken too, a la Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah, even we already seen what happened. Marvin Martinez. We already seen when Jake fought a real cruiserweight in Tommy Fury, Tyson Fury's little brother. He got beat up, and that dude's not even champion. Imagine what Zurdo would do to him. Zurdo's Zurdo's a tall fighter, heavier fighter. He'll do damage on Jake Paul like nah. But I'm all for it. I'm all for it. You know what I mean? I'm all for it all day. But of course, Jake wants. He's trying to pick on the smaller Canelo. But I mean, hey, if you think that's what you think you're gonna do, go ahead. Jake, yeah, that's why he only fights who he fights, bro. Grandpas, retired as former UFC champs. Which I mean, I give him props for that, cause to beat a former champion in anything, especially in the UFC, I mean, you gotta get props, cause I mean, the dude just started boxing and he beat these former champions up. Hey, you gotta give him props for that. But they're not boxers though. They're not all boxers. So what about Abdullah Mason? I've seen his name come up on on a lot of channels, but nah, I don't really know who he is. I haven't watched no fights. If I keep it a buck with you, I've just been seeing that he has some hype around him, but that's about it. But no matter what, we're gonna be getting talented fighters up and coming. There's still some badass fighters in the amateur system, I'm sure, or just regular fighters that are unknown until they get that shot. That's when they're gonna break through. So it just takes that one call when they get for like a fight that gets postponed, and they go in with a fighter that has hype, and then they derail that, then they become known like a People Cruz. He was a last minute opponent for Tang. Then he went all 12 with Tang, and then became a star, and then became a champion. So that's how fighters break out and become popular, and then they get they shot at the big leagues. Either they miss or become champs, and that changes their life. So it just so many. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of boxers waiting to break through. So and uh and constantly there's new fighters coming out. Currently, Benavides and Mason are the only boxers that I'm interested in watching. That's cool, bro. I have a whole lot. Even though there's a whole bunch of boxes, like sometimes I catch all the fights, sometimes I don't. Like there's pretty much boxing every 20 days, all around the world. But I mean, sometimes I miss big fights. Sometimes I ain't got ish to do, and I be watching them all. But they really gotta be interesting. Like the one I wanted to see that was being hyped, like heavy last weekend um, what's that cat's name? Boots Ennis versus Virgil, and that fell through. So that's a fight that I've been